Okay, everyone. So let's hop right into the job posting that I'm going to speak of today. So whenever I do these type of videos, just know that it will be a job posting that was posted within the past 7 days. I like for job postings to be as new as possible because sometimes companies will post job positions, will go through the screening process and still have positions posted, even though they've already identified the candidates that they want to consider or either have already hired. So I like to look at positions that are brand new, and this position has been posted for about 2 days now at the time of this recording. So when I do these type of videos, it will be job postings that are recent, and I will try to do remote job postings, mostly because you guys are all over the place. I don't know where you are in the US or outside of the US. So I would try to do remote job postings only. From time to time, I may just do some other ones in general in the top paying states. I would do those. Okay, so this is an entry-level position with CIOX. If you're following my Instagram or my Facebook page, you may have heard me or saw me reference CIOX as one of the companies that hire healthcare professionals at an entry level. Okay, so before I go into this job posting, let me just touch on something really quickly. I say this all the time, and I kind of want to try to eliminate this because in the healthcare industry, there should be no reason for anyone to say that they cannot find a job or that no one wants to hire you. So this is what I will say about that. Usually, if you are having a difficult time finding a job, or if you're finding jobs and applying for them and not getting a response back, usually it is your resume that is a roadblock. It has something to do with your resume or either your job search strategy, not that companies don't want to hire you. So, sometimes people put that out into the atmosphere. They put that out into the universe saying that there's no one that wants to hire me, but they're not really taking the time to stop and assess to see if they are really using an effective resume or if they are using an effective job search strategy. There's too many opportunities out here. Okay, so let's go into this one right here. So this is CIOX. CIOX has a lot of entry-level positions. This is a health information specialist position, level 1. I picked this position on purpose as my first video like this because that was the very first position I had when I got into the healthcare industry. The very first position I was in was a health information specialist, and it led all the way up to where I am right now in my career, which is a revenue integrity coding analyst. I think it is a great foundational job to get into because there's so many different areas of healthcare that you could work in as a health information specialist. This one in particular is under release of information. But in the health information specialist role, there are a lot of avenues and paths you can take, if you will, like medical coding or medical billing or information governance, data analytics, IT. There's a lot of different paths that you can take. This is a position that you can get into and kind of get the feel of things and decide exactly what it is that you want to do in your career if you aren't 100% sure. So I'm going to talk about this position in particular. What I did as a health information specialist was not in release of information. So this is a little different. And I'll go into talking about the different job opportunities that you can go after being in this position here. Okay, so this position is entry level. It is 100% remote. Okay, and I want to point something out here. So let me do Control F, remote. Okay, so here, just want to point out that it says we are looking to fill a remote position. And then the training, let's do training. Okay, here we go. I'm going to define training in here. They say that we offer a comprehensive virtual training program followed by shadowing with an assigned mentor, meaning that the training also is remote as well. It's full-time Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., overtime as necessary and account warrants and account warrants, which can be flexible by day, processing release of information, comfortable working in a high volume production environment, documenting information in multiple platforms using 2 computer monitors, and proficient in Microsoft Office. So I do want to kind of dissect this a little bit. All right. And this is the way I take this in, okay? Be completely transparent. So you got to read in between the lines with these job postings when you find them. Okay, so here where it says full-time, Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30 and overtime as necessary, that means that 9 times out of 10, really, that this position might, I don't want to use the word require, right? Because it may not require for you to work overtime, but there may be a need or a demand for you to do overtime because of the workload. Okay. Also here, I want to point out where it says comfortable working in a high volume production environment. That means that it is also very fast paced. So it could be fast paced, a lot of work, doing a lot of work. So I'm just going to put that out there the way that I'm reading this. I can already tell that it is a fast paced environment. And it could potentially be one of those opportunities where you're performing a lot of work, doing a lot of work. Okay, so proceed with caution. All right. Documenting information in multiple platforms using 2 computer monitors. So you need to be a multitasker. You need to be able to multitask. Okay. And it's good to get this type of experience in these entry-level foundational jobs because it will help you out in the future in other positions. So don't let any of this scare you, what I say to you. When I was a health information specialist, there was a lot of work that I had to do. I was wearing multiple hats. I did have to work overtime sometimes. It was a high volume production, okay? And at that point in time, we were working with paper medical records. We had the electronic record systems, but the majority of it was paper. I worked during the time period where we were transitioning from paper to the electronic health record. So I don't know what it's like now, but I would like to think that it's not as bad. Okay? All right, so I wanted to put that out there. Now, let's go into the qualifications, okay? So when you are in school, if you're a student, or if you just recently graduated, or maybe you graduated a year ago or 2 ago, and you've just been looking and you haven't got your foot into the door yet, this is the area that you want to look at when you're looking for job opportunities. Let me take this off the screen right here. Now, right here, it says required high school diploma or GED. So if you already have an associate's degree in health information technology, or you have a bachelor's degree in health information management, healthcare administration, if you have a certificate already, that means that you already meet the education requirement because they're asking for you to have a high school diploma or a GED. And then guess what? As a matter of fact, you can get into the healthcare industry and get into this position without having the education of a health information technology or healthcare administration or health information management. You cannot have any one of those degrees at all or any certifications. Just have your high school diploma or GED and be able to qualify for this position and apply, just as long as you have your high school diploma and you're at least 18 years old. So a lot of you, if you're watching this video, 9 times out of 10, you probably already at least have a certificate or have the associate's degree in health information technology or a bachelor's degree in one of the healthcare programs. So you already meet or exceed the education requirement. What they have here listed below under required, these are usually very entry-level, basic type duties that you have to perform. It says ability to commute between locations as needed. This is something that I would actually question. I would still apply for this position, but I would ask the recruiter if they get in contact with you, what exactly do you mean by this? Because if this is 100% remote, then why are you saying the ability to commute? There should be no commuting at all, unless there are some local facilities that they have in different states where it might require you to come in from time to time. But that would be something that you would want to clarify. Ability to work overtime during peak seasons when required. Again, that takes me right back to what I just said, that I can already tell that this is a high volume position with a lot of work, requiring a lot of multitasking. So there will be the availability to work overtime. For some people are actually happy and proud to work overtime because that gives them the ability to make extra money. Some people do not like overtime at all. They're like, I'm not doing any overtime. But nobody can force overtime on you. So don't worry about that. Okay. But these are just all kind of, flags to pay attention to, that this is a high pace. This is a high pace, high production volume work environment to be in. Okay, this isn't probably one of the positions where you're going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Okay, there might be some productivity reports and things of that nature involved. So they'll be making sure that you're actually performing your work and meeting their standards. Okay. Okay, answering inbound, outbound calls, may assist with patient walk-ins. Again, that's a question of how am I doing any of this if this is a remote position? So there could be maybe some errors in here from the recruiter that posted this job position. Maybe there are some errors here, and these items, and these items should not be inside of the job posting. Okay, again, may assist with administrative duties such as handling and faxing opening mail and data entry, and must meet productivity expectations as outlined at specific site. And I just said something about productivity. So yes, here it is. May schedule pickups and other duties as assigned. Okay, other duties as assigned to me means there are other things that we may ask for you to do that is not listed here inside of the job description. Okay, and so if we ask for you to do that, you cannot say that is not a part of my job description. Again, don't let that scare you away. One of the things that I talked about, what has helped me to be so successful in my career along the way, is being open to do other duties or other tasks that was outside of my job description. I was never afraid to do that. And I never pushed those requests away as that's not my job. I'm not going to do it. To me, I looked at it as an opportunity to learn something new, especially if it was something that was not inside of my job description and something that I was interested in doing and something that I would be able to put on my resume to leverage to get me into the next position. I would learn that thing, whatever it is that they were requested for me to do, I would learn it, and then I would add it to my resume. Okay, but that's just me. All right. Now, preferred. Preferred is one of my favorite words to see inside of job postings. To me, I take that as this is preferred. It's not a requirement. Okay. It's not a deal breaker if I do not meet what you have listed here. This is just a wish list for the company. You may or may not have it. So in the preferred section, if you do not meet what they have listed here, if you do not meet that qualification or what they're requesting, then everything is okay. It's fine. It's just what they prefer. If you don't have it, it's not a deal breaker. So here it says experience in the healthcare environment. You may not have that if you're still in school, if you just recently graduated and no one's hired you yet. You may not have that experience. A previous production metric-based work experience, in-person customer service experience, ability to build relationships with on-site clients and customers, and comfortable bringing new ideas, process improvement suggestions, and feedback to internal stakeholders. So these are all preferred. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, no biggie. So this is a great entry-level position for someone who is a student, for someone who just recently graduated, or for someone who's graduated and it's been a year or two and you haven't found anything yet. Or shoot, if anybody's just looking for a job, this is a great opportunity. It's entry level, it's 100% remote, and it's only asking for a high school diploma. So that takes me back to what I said at the beginning with people saying that no one wants to hire you. No one wants to give you a chance. You need 3 to 5 years of experience. It's just simply not the case. Usually your words, the keywords that are inside of the job posting are not inside of your resume, and it's not matching up in the system to select you as the top qualified candidate or for a potential candidate for the position. If you don't have the keywords in your resume, you are just simply not going to be matched up in the ATS system. And it's almost as if the recruiter didn't even know that you exist. They never saw your resume. It never made it to the light of day. They don't even know that you applied for the position. Only the candidates who apply for a position like this that has the right keywords inside of their resume will be selected by the ATS for their resume to go over to the recruiter for further review and for the recruiter to decide if they want to call you for an interview. Okay, now let's talk about the different job opportunities that can stem from this position. So this is a health information specialist position, level 1, for release of information specifically. Now, I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter what part of the healthcare industry that you work in, all of the different areas in healthcare lead to major positions that pay big bucks. So don't think of release of information as, oh, that's just a small part of the healthcare industry. You know, it's no big deal. I'm trying to work in IT and the health IT side. You know, I need to be in IT in order to make a lot of money. Listen to some of the positions that you can go for after this position, because I tell everyone to be strategic and be intentional with your career moves and the decisions that you make within your career. This position here is a position that I will only recommend for someone to stay in, really, I'd say a year. But if you just, want to do a slow roll and stay in this position for 2 years, I say at least stay in this position for 2 years before you go into the next position and pivot, make your exit strategy out into a different position so that you can continue to climb the career ladder. Positions like these are always open. Always open. There's a high turnover rate with entry-level positions in the healthcare industry, and it's not always for bad reasons. Like when people hear that word high turnover rate, they're like, oh, like something's wrong with the company. That may not be the case. For entry-level positions, anyone who's climbing the career ladder, they're eventually going to leave these entry-level positions as they go into new positions. So health information specialist, receptionist, entry-level medical biller positions, data entry, all those type of clerical positions, front-end positions, registration, insurance verification. A lot of those positions have high turnover rates because people leave those positions because they are being promoted into new positions, and that is a good thing. Okay. And so for this position in particular, you can go after a lead health information specialist role after this, specifically in release of information. You can apply for a HIPAA privacy specialist position, a privacy officer position, senior privacy officer position, and privacy administrator. A lot of times hospitals need at least one person inside of the facility that has this title. So, it's a really great opportunity. You can make a lot of money. You can make up to 6 figures in some of these roles that I listed, and the positions lower, like the lead health information specialist, HIPAA privacy specialist, privacy officers. You can make anywhere between 60 to 80K annually, depending on what state you live in. Okay. Depending on what state you live in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If there's a specific video that you want me to do, let me know down in the comments. If you haven't already liked my channel, like it, subscribe, okay? And make sure you hit the bell notification so that you don't miss a beat. Till next time.